Hey, I'll be going over our sales report for managing the Scouting America project for our marketing 420 and 321 classes. Introduction. Welcome to our sales presentation by Corinna and I. We're going to dive into a comprehensive overview of our sales team performance, exploring their highs, challenges, and strategic insights that have shaped our journey. Our agenda is I'm going to go over our team overview, quota performance, applications of sale processes, coaching and class concepts, cold calling, training and role play, challenges, solutions, use of tools, personal reflections, and just a thank you. So team overview. One of the managers, our other manager is Corinna Simpson, as well as Emma Lewis, myself, Allie Morris, and Dylan Williams were part of our sales team that we were managing. Here, our little overview is everyone got 5 stars simply because we all hit our quota of $350 and got our base minimum of $1,400 for our team overall. But here, as you can see, Emma and Allie went a little bit above beyond. Emma had $625 donated, Allie had $450, and then Dylan and I had our $350 minimum quota hit. As you can see, Emma got off to a quick start and got $400 pretty quickly in week 2, and the rest of us took us a little while to hit our quota. It took us the time. We all had problems with getting people on the phone and going from there. The actual application of the sales process was we used ZoomInfo to find all 30 of our prospects. I believe everyone on the team used ZoomInfo to find phone numbers and email address to begin our initial outreach, and everyone on our team kind of hit a different area of industries in terms of where our prospects were working, and we had 90% success rates in identifying prior prospects, while others struggled with the tools. And the research was built with a strong pipeline of getting quality leads to work with. The communication was we reached out through emails originally using either email, phone calls, text messages, LinkedIn to connect with prospects professionally. And then after we originally connected with them professionally, we connected with them more personally and tried to create a deeper and stronger bond between each other. We focused clearly on messaging and staying persistent across multiple touch points, including, like I said, email, phone, LinkedIn, and the challenge was turning a good template that they had in terms of like a script into a confident, consistent outreach where they didn't have to use the script as much anymore. And then the preparation team used ChatGPT to create said scripts, like I mentioned, to have fine practice objectives, and to build templates is for reaching out, having a conversation, and dealing with rejections throughout the entire time. Also worked on an elevator pitch in case people were busy, so could you just get in quick early, leave a 90-second message, 60-second message, or quick 90-second phone call to try and get them to call you back later that week or later that day, on top of role play scenarios before making real calls. However, not everyone has used those preparation tools consistently because some of the team had previous cold calling experience, so they felt confident enough where they did not need to do it. And then our execution, some of the team members followed through strongly with calls, emails, while others struggled with that initial outreach and continuing to have successful conversations with prospects. And then successfully, we were able to make the cold calls, begin booking meetings, have follow-ups, and then begin getting donations. Well, some of the members didn't do it this way. It was easier for some of the members to do it, and the members who didn't use it were held a little bit more accountable because they struggled at the beginning and throughout the entire project. Our coaching class concepts we use Northwestern Mutual mostly to build confidence, build rapport, and have a hard work ethic throughout the entire project, as well as Megacorp with teamwork, growth, and positive connections. For our performance management and coaching, we implemented a weekly check-in where we were asking everyone how they were doing the track process, identify performance gaps early, where people were struggling or had already a strong basis of where they were, provide specific and actionable feedback where if someone's struggling with a specific concept, we were able to tell them what we think they should do. And then we also gave them an example of what ChatGPT said they could do. We also had a couple team members showing confidence issues despite the interest in sales. So that was something we worked on throughout the 5 weeks. And then our customer acquisition cost, it was recognize individual strengths. Dylan's was having a 90% success rate with all of his cold calls to create the donation afterwards. Um, Addressing some confidence barriers. Ali Morris has some interest. She did something previously with it, but lacks some confidence in actually doing the outreach. And then setting incremental goals, not just having the $350 quota to hit at the end. It was finding an outreach target, finding meeting setup targets, and then going week by week rather than just seeing it as one big project. And then our CRM utilization was, like I mentioned, we use ZoomInfo as the primary prospecting tool, ChatGPT for practice and preparation, and then learning was a tool adoption very significantly between each members, and some members used structured tools and others referred to not using them, but whatever they were more comfortable with. And then cold call training and role play. Our approach was more about guidance more than like a formal training. The team was confident using the ChatGPT tool or other tools that they previously had, whether it was through their own experience or something that they had heard elsewhere. So we were more or less pointing them in the right direction with templates and frameworks and letting them go out and try it to be successful. And then coming back later on to revitalize where they were, see how we could help, and go from there each time. And the focus was more on self directed practice if they wanted to build that confidence and work on the tone and delivery. What worked well was everyone was given the freedom to practice at their own pace because we were all busy, whether it was they wanted to do something at night or in the morning, take a week off, not take a week off, whatever it may have been. The challenge was making it optional led to mixed results. Those who practiced performed way better and had higher success rates when they were had the option to reach out and get the donations in, while others who didn't do the practice, they struggled the entire time and ended up hitting their quotas later on or with a lower success rate. But if we had to have a required practice, it might have been a little bit necessary to keep everyone more prepared and have a higher success rate. So the challenges that we faced was initially was having communication problems where everyone was busy, where we struggled to get on the call, and then shortly after that, we were able to get through that and work through it by choosing a day that worked best for everyone. And it was just a slow build up into actually getting everything going because, like I said, everyone was busy. It's completely understandable. But once we got moving, the donations started to pour in, and the group was extremely successful in terms of getting donations. It was just getting the initial outreach done, and then getting replies was the other big problem because obviously everyone's busy in the real world. We're trying to do our best, whether it would just depend on the time of day that we contacted them. The solution was like I said, we set up our first meeting to be scheduled about getting cold calling done around their classes, whether it was in the morning or later at night, so that they can get these calls set up and to use ChatGPT to find solutions to their script problems, whether it was something that Corinne and I could help, or if we couldn't figure it out, like I said, they were using ChatGPT to figure it out right away as well as we were. Using tools, like I said, ZoomInfo, the entire team used to find prospects, emails, phone numbers, LinkedIn's as well. And then on top of that, they used LinkedIn as a sort of outreach, whether they couldn't get in contact with them through the phone or through an email, they would connect them on LinkedIn, or they would use LinkedIn after they had their initial outreach and initial contact to create that deeper connection afterwards. And then, like I've been saying the entire time, using ChatGPT for cold calling scripts, edits, and rejections as well, so that they knew what to say and they felt confident saying it while they were on the phone with them. Personal reflections was what we learned about leading and motivating. The idea of receiving a free A was pretty easy to help as motivation because if they just hit their donation, they got a free 20 points, I believe it was. So they didn't have to do anything else afterwards. It was just find the time, get the free A, and that was pretty motivating as in terms of like the entire project. But week by week, it was all right. Let's break things down. If you can get $100 this week, that means you only need 250 left, and you could just break it down week by week. With 5 weeks, you could have gotten $100, $100, $100, $50, and been done. So we kind of broke it up like that in that term of motivation week to week. And what we liked best was meeting with the group every week, just seeing what we could do to help if they had any questions that we could answer for them. And what we wish there was more of was a little bit better updates when we met with the group and communicating a little bit better if something was wrong. But instead of, like I said, everyone was busy, so stuff would just pile up and pile up before we actually had the opportunity to connect with them and figure out what was wrong to begin helping them. That was my presentation.